Good morning, everybody. I know you can hear me, but I'm not sure if you can see me, but that's, because that's okay. I'll, I'll appear later. Your Excellency, Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, the Minister of Higher Education, Mr. President Frank Ricciardoni, President of AUC, our invited forum speakers, distinguished guests, AUC senior administrators, colleagues, friends, it's my pleasure to welcome you here at AUC for the International Branch Campuses Experts Forum. My name is Dina Borai, and I'm the Dean of the School of Continuing Education at AUC, and it is my honor to be the convener of this forum. And a convener means bringing people together, which is my delight and pleasure to see you all here, and it is a wonderful role to have. Establishing international branch campuses, IBCs, is a recent trend in the last few years in transnational and international higher education, in the international higher education landscape. And of course, it has been debated a lot, and there are two sides to the story, which we will hear today. Establishing IBCs is an important option for Egypt to consider, and we believe it will contribute to the 2030 vision of Egypt to develop highly trained and skilled human resources. I know that Egypt has adapted its regulatory system because His Excellency has told me that, and this regulatory system will manage the new models of higher education at AUC in Egypt. And AUC's role is to support Egypt in this important endeavor. And the purpose of this forum today is to provide expertise and experiences of previous institutions in running international branch campuses and setting them up. We have invited local and international speakers and experts to talk about specifically these following topics. Dr. Jason Lane will define what are international branch campuses and give us some background on IBCs, and we'll discuss the different models. And another important theme is for us to learn from the experience of others. So Dr. Patrick Hackett and Dr. Kelly Otter will share with us the successes and challenges they faced in setting up their IBCs in different countries. And the final theme will focus on the recommendations for a quality and regulatory framework for IBCs. We have Dr. Abdallah Karam and our own Dr. Ghada Barsoum from AUC to discuss implications on policy and regulatory frameworks. President Ricciardoni, I invite you to stage for your opening and welcome remarks.
Good morning, صباح الخير. أريد أن أرحب بكم كل كبار الزوار وخصوصا معالي وزير كل الضيوف رؤساء الجامعات المصرية and our distinguished foreign guests who will be speaking. It's a special pleasure, and it truly is an honor to have all of you here. We have people who have vision for Egypt, people who see this great country awakening, and who see the role of private and international higher education in the national scheme of higher education as critical to this country's great movement into the future. That's what our role has been here. We've been here almost 100 years in the service of Egypt. We'll be celebrating our centenary next year from 1919 to 2020. And our role has always been as Egypt's global university. This is a country that has a history, an ancient history of dedication to not just education, but higher education. If we think of Al-Azhar, more than a millennium old. If we think of in the early days of modern Egypt, Cairo University, one of the first great modern public universities here. We were founded a few years after Cairo University on an American impulse as America was emerging in the world, and we saw Egypt as a pivotally important place in its region. There's a lot of literature about AUC. Many of you are old friends who have been to the campus. Some are new to the campus. We hope you will be able to stay with us and have a walk around later. But if there's one piece of literature you take, it's our one business card. It has our name and then our sort of identity as Egypt's global university. Why do I mention that? Apart from the special privilege we feel in the minister having selected AUC to be the venue for the ministry's lead of this discussion this morning, our setting shows that Egypt has been outward looking. Egypt has been open to international exchange of ideas and education and investment in the future. Our role as AUC in this question of international branch campuses, I believe, is to reassure foreign investors, foreign operators, that Egypt is a welcoming place for higher education, including international higher education. We have 100 years of successful engagement with this country in that field. We feel this country is safe. We have been here through regional wars, revolutions, crises, economic crises, and there's an underlying energy of this country and a progress of this country that we can bear witness to. So we are enthusiastic supporters of the field. We welcome the vision that President El-Sisi and the government and the minister have shown, and we wish you every success. We're here to serve as a resource if any of the investors, people in the government want to compare notes. We're in close touch with the government on how we operate. We're here to serve as that kind of resource. We all do different niches. That's part of the secret of success, I think. Egypt has permitted a variety of private operators to work here in Egypt, and we each fulfill certain niches and needs of the growing youth population of Egypt. So this is a very important and exciting discussion today. We're so happy that you came here. Shukran ala wujudkum, sharaftuna.
Ready? Your Excellency, Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, Minister of Higher Education, I invite you to the stage for your opening remarks.
متهيألي أنا أطول شوية من فممكن أكون متشاف يعني. صباح الخير. Good morning everyone. الحقيقة يعني النهاردة بالنسبة لنا يوم سعيد جدا، لأن احنا يعني لو أنا حطيت عنوان لليوم بالنسبة لي النهاردة يبقى العنوان بتاعنا إن هو ده الاستراتيجي أو الانترناشونال استراتيجي for higher education in Egypt. فمهم قوي إن احنا نعمل لونشنج للبوليسيز بتاعتنا اللي احنا هنشتغل عليها الفترة اللي جاية، وده مكان الحقيقه هايل جدا ان احنا نختاره في الجامعه الامريكيه، لان الجامعه الامريكيه من الجامعات اللي بقى لها 100 سنه، وكنا قاصدين طبعا ان احنا نختار هذا المكان تحديدا علشان لما نقول للفريندز اند جاستس اللي جايين من كل حته في العالم نقول لهم ان احنا عندنا very good quality education that has been around since 100 years now. فده معناه كبير جدا ان احنا مش بس بنقول كلام، لان احنا عملنا رحلات كتيره خارج مصر في انجلترا وفي امريكا وفي دول كتيره بنتكلم فيها على الانترناشونال استراتيجي فور هاير اديوكيشن. لكن لما نعمل اللونشنج من مكان اوريدي سيرفينج ذا بوبيوليشن من 100 سنه، ده معناه كبير جدا، لان ممكن هم يسالوا، ممكن يروحوا يقابلوا طلبه، وده بالنسبه لنا هيبقى اسهل بكتير ان احنا يعني نوصل المسج اللي احنا عايزين نوصلها. مش بس الاديوكيشن، internationalization is not only education. Internationalization is education, it's a policy, and it's a socio-economical region. So we need to tackle كل الحاجات دي مع بعضيها علشان نقدر نوصل للمعلومة ان احنا مش بس بنتكلم على تعليم. النهارده طبعا الحضور الكريم شيء جميل جدا. الستيك هولدرز في هذا الموضوع كلهم متواجدين، زمايلي واساتذتنا رؤساء الجامعات المصريه والوزراء التعليم ووزراء التعليم العالي والبحث العلمي ووزراء التربيه والتعليم السابقين ورؤساء الجامعات الخاصه ورؤساء الجامعات الحكوميه والاهليه ورؤساء المعاهد والمراكز البحثيه. الحقيقه يعني حضور رائع جدا. مش عايز انسى حد، وطبعا من القوات المسلحه والاكاديميه العسكريه وكليات الطب العسكريه. يعني الحقيقه احنا النهارده كاننا فاميلي كبيره بنحاول ان احنا نوصل المعلومه. ومن الاكاديميه الدكتور عبد الغفار، فيعني احنا ممتنين جدا لوجودكم معانا. وخلينا عشان ما ننساش حد، انا بشكر الاول مستر بريزيدنت ريتشارد دوني، president of the American University in Cairo. طبعا الدكتور اشرف حاتم يعني الحقيقه عمل مجهود كبير علشان اليوم اللي احنا موجودين فيه ده النهارده يحصل، وانا عارف كويس قوي ازاي ياخد مجهود وياخد اورجنايزيشن وشغل رائع جدا. اشكر الدكتور اشرف حاتم the Minister Counselor for the American University in Cairo. كمان الدكتوره دينا بوراي the Dean of the Faculty of Continuing Education at the AUC. الدكتور احمد طاهر the Dean for Mass Communication and Journalism at AUC. ما ننساش الرائد المكان اللي احنا بنتكلم عليه. على فكره العاصمه الاداريه الجديده اللي احنا حاطينها في الحسابات ان هي تبقى المكان او الهاب فور انترناشونال اديوكيشن. الست اللواء احمد زكي عابدين عامل من اول ما مسك هذا المكان الحقيقه وعمل طفره كبيره جدا في العاصمه الاداريه الجديده، ان احنا بعتنا ناس تشوف التطوير اللي حصل في الفتره القصيره اللي فاتت. فانا بشكر ست اللواء على وجوده معانا، لان طبعا هو اللي هيبقى احنا ان تاتش معاه يمكن كل يوم علشان نطمئن ان كل الخطوات اللي بتحصل في العاصمه الاداريه الجديده واصله للانترناشونال ستاندردز that we're looking for. Dear ministers, presidents of universities and research centers, experts and representatives of institutions and international and regional organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizing committee and to the family of the AUC and all those who have made efforts to organize this important forum. And it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the International Branch Campus Expert Forum hosted in the American University in Cairo. While internationalization of higher education is considered a contemporary phenomenon, it has a variety of historical roots. The American University in Cairo, where we meet today, was founded in 1919. And the first diplomas issued were junior college level certificates given to 20 students in 1923. Since then, across the world, higher education has experienced dramatic changes in recent years. There is no doubt that it should be viewed in the global context and not solely for the domestic point of view. Internationalization of higher education is no longer just about the mobility of students and signing of international memoranda of understanding. Issues now include the internationalization of curriculum, brain drain versus brain circulation, the internalization of research, offering of dual degrees with foreign partners, establishment of branch campuses abroad, involvement of international alumni, creation of international quality assurance frameworks, proliferation of international ranking, increased competition for international students, and the role of recruiting agents. Honorable audiences, these are just a few of many changes that higher education is experiencing in a global interconnected world. We will look at some figures and we will find that the numbers of international branch campuses worldwide has grown by 26% in the last 5 years to be 249 campuses across, according to the report related and released by the 2016 by the Observatory on the Borderless Higher Education. The number of countries hosting IBCs has increased by 10% in the last 5 years to a total of 76 countries, with around 180,000 students who are currently enrolled at IBCs globally. According to the UK education the UK, just to give you an example about the UK education, exports around 17.5 billion pounds on just international campus branches. However, some of many arguments in the definition of the IBCs, and one of these definitions states that an IBC is an entity that is owned at least in part by a foreign education provider, operated in the name of the foreign education provider, and provides an entire academic program sustainably on site, leading to a degree awarded by the foreign education provider. According to the British Council report, they predicted 3.8 million mobile higher education students globally by 2024. Setting up an overseas campus can be a costly endeavor. One reason is the expense associated with building and maintaining a physical infrastructure in another country. That's why ownership of an international branch campus is considered as one of the issues that needs to be discussed. There are many types of ownership patterns. 1, wholly owned by the home campus. 2, rented from a private party. 3, owned by the local government, as well as in many other forms. Egypt has been the cradle of human civilization and a beacon of culture and enlightenment, a platform for science and learning throughout its long history. Egypt is over 7,000 years old and moving now towards a new start using the latest development of the world and benefiting from experiences of friendly countries. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt is now planning to establish several international branch campuses in the new capital that is being built. We believe that our country will possess a competitive, balanced, and diversified economy dependent on innovation and knowledge based on justice, social integrity, and participation, characterized by a balanced and diversified ecological collaboration system, investing the ingenuity of places and humans to achieve sustainable development and to improve Egyptians' quality of life. That is why supporting higher education reform, research, and innovation is one of the main pillars of the Sustainable Development Strategy Egypt Vision 2030, which represents a fundamental step in Egypt's extensive development. It establishes a development march towards an advanced and prosperous nation dominated by economic and social justice. Our students are the most important pillars in this strategy, and their access to quality higher education and success is essential. They are the driving force for change and innovation in public and private sectors and in civil society. They are the future decision makers. Higher education is tasked with the mandate to equip them with the academic, critical, and creative thinking skills and competences they will need to lead society in the right direction. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we understand that cross-border higher education is no longer unusual. It should be seen as a viable and important option for all countries to consider in their higher education systems. University structures and regulatory systems are adapting to new education forms. New forms are also adapting to the system. This adaptation is an iterative process. We should not expect a static picture to emerge. National strategies surrounding IBCs needs to be taken seriously as exhibitions of national sovereignty in the education sphere. Regulations can change in response to local needs, and it's also important that foreign universities and host countries develop common perspectives of their different systems. And we should expect compromise and accommodation rather than strict adherence to one perspective over the other. Finally, how countries respond to the importing of foreign institutions provides insights into their educational and governance philosophies and may provide lessons for how the country will respond in other forms of internationalization. In the end, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research is looking forward to this forum to discuss the rules and regulations needed to manage these IBCs. The output of the forum will be a policy framework as well as recommendations on IBC model to be implemented. I wish you all a very successful forum, and thank you for your attention.